Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. If you are joining me from Canada and you are looking for a demonstrator, feel free to reach out. I would love to hear from you. If you are watching for the first time, I do a weekly live every Wednesday. It started out going through everything from A to Z, all the products and how to use them and different ways to use them that you might not have thought of. And we've just kind of continued on and keep going with new products or old products. A lot of it is techniques and how to maybe use products that you have in new and unusual ways. Not necessarily unusual, but different ways that aren't your typical just stamp and go. So today actually is not, well, there's some not new techniques, but there's lots of techniques in my cards. I kind of went crazy. I am not good at simple cards. I love simple cards. I think they're beautiful. I have a really hard time making simple cards. So I just took a couple of items that are really good deals. So if you don't know, our last chance lists came out yesterday, right? Yes. And so the retiring items for the mini catalog and for our annual catalog have started as of yesterday. Things are flying off the shelves. So if you have things that you would like to get, make sure you get them as soon as possible. If you go onto my online store and go into last chance items, it has all the up-to-date what's available. So rather than, like I posted the spreadsheet lists, but as things sell out, it's really hard to update those. So, and there's no pictures, you have to look through the catalog. So, I don't know about you, but for myself, I go through now. Part of this is so that I can help you guys, but I do go through the catalog and I mark it and I just put kind of what's retiring in blue. All of the things that I have are highlighted in yellow. So it's just easier for me to see what I have and what's retiring. I think I normally put kind of the discounts that are on. I did put a few in here to show you, but I didn't go through and put them all. The items that I've chosen for my cards today are super discounted. I did not double check as of noon to see if they're still available, but as of yesterday, they were still available. So hopefully they are still available. The other thing is not just the last chance items, things that you might want to look at purchasing before May are items that are going up in price with the new annual catalog. So our cardstock is going up huge. It's like $2. It's going up. Envelopes are going up huge, like $3.25. The green glue, glue dots, blends, cutting plates, envelopes, I think I already said that, ink refills, but not a lot. So anyways, some of the basics that you would normally use, like even just white cardstock, are going up by quite a bit. So if you need any of that, make sure you get some before May. That's only happening in May. The last chance stuff, well, even then, stuff like ink refills and whatever, they could go out of stock because lots of things have been out of stock recently. I think just with people stocking up. So the earlier you can do it, the better. All right. I think that is all I needed to tell you. I'm going to flip you around. I'll show you a few of the good deals that are in the catalog, and then we'll get started on our cards because my cards, I think, are going, oh, I can't get it out of the clip. There we go. Okay. As I give you a close-up of my nose. Okay, here we go. Try and pull it up. Hopefully I don't freeze. Oh, I forgot to say, if you are watching, please let me know you're watching. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If you enjoy it, please share it with your friends. The more people we can get watching, the better. I really have not grown my channel much. So I would love your help in spreading the word. Hang on, it's not popping up here. Let's see if I can get it to go in here. Hopefully it's running live. How come I'm not seeing it today? Huh. It says live. That makes me wonder. Normally it would pop up. Oh, here we go. Found it. Okay. We're good. We're golden. All right. Let me just start with a few of the deals that are in here. So, the Dainty Delight stamp set is 30% off. So instead of $34, it's $23.80. And then I believe that the dies that go with it are 50% off. So really good deal. This really cute stamp set, which I haven't used nearly enough, is 50% off. So it's $14 instead of $50. This is retiring. I know the dies are discounted. I don't think the stamp set is. So that's something to take note of. So when you purchase our sets bundled, the stamp and the dies, you get a 10% savings. But in this case, when you have last chance items, the stamp set you might be paying full price for, but the dies might be 50% off, in which case it's cheaper to buy them separately. So you just want to kind of, when you're scrolling through, like if this is a set you want, check if either of them are super discounted and then break them apart if that's the case, because it doesn't discount if you buy them together. It just gives you the 10% savings. This is one that I'm going to be showcasing today. It's one of my favorite ones. It's the Sweet Citrus. It's not one of the first hybrid folders that they had, but it's one of the beginnings of all the hybrids that they have had. So the stamp set is 20% off. So instead of $32, it's $25.60. And then I believe the dies are 50% off, but I will go through it when I showcase it. Countryside Inn. This is one of my favorite sweets. The beautiful embossing folder that makes this beautiful background that matches the paper and everything. It is 40% off, so it's $7.05 if you want to get picky. And then this stamp set, I believe, kind of goes with, yeah, it does. It goes with the suite, and it is 50% off, so it's $14 instead of $28. So again, another really good deal. I did not mark. There's so many through here, I can't even. We would be here for 2 hours. Like I said, envelope prices are going up. I'm using the decorative masks today. These are both on sale. The one I'm using is less, so I think it's only 10% off, but the other one is 40% off. So just lots and lots of deals to be had. The punches, everything, the dies. So the standalone dies, a lot of them are greatly discounted, like 50% off. And then there's some of the, like this Merry Melody, that's one of my favorites. The tree rings, like there's lots of these embossing folders that are retiring. So if any of them are on your list, make sure you get them to avoid disappointment. All right. Oh, and there's less, I don't know why, but well, maybe I do know why. There's a lot less discounted in the mini catalog. And I think the reason for that is a lot of this is carrying over into the annual catalog. So it will be unbundled. So a lot of like the say Be My Valentine, Heartfelt Hexagon, Sending Love, Lifetime, Delicate Force. A lot of these are going to be in the annual catalog, but they will be unbundled. So that means you will not get the 10% off any longer. So something to, if it's on your list and you're wanting it, it's cheaper to buy it now rather than waiting into the new. And I didn't look, I still haven't received my paper catalog, and I find it very hard to look through the online catalog. So I don't know if those prices are going up on top of being unbundled, like just the 10% more, or what's happening with that. The Memories and More card pack and cards, I believe, are discounted, and I think that's it. Yeah, so there isn't a whole lot of huge discounts in here, except for if you want some of the bundles. All right, that's that. Let's get started with some fun. So first card. Okay, I've really spread myself out here. This is going to be tough because I'm using a whole lot of pieces and parts. All right, so the first one I'm going to show is the Seaside Bay bundle. So the stamp set is normally $36. It's 50% off for $18, and the dies are 60% off. So you guys, for 18 plus 8, so $36.80, you can get the stamp set and the dies if you don't already have them. So that's a really good deal. And as far as I know, they are still available. And there's so many pieces and parts you can use in these for all sorts of things. If you are part of my card club, we made this card last, would it have been this year or last year? I think last year, as part of last year's card club. I think it was one of the year, close to the end of the year. Anyways, this was some of the designer series paper that went with it. So like none of this is stamped other than the happy birthday. This is all designer series paper, you guys. And an embossing folder, which is still available. So that's just one sample. That's not what we're making today. Today, we are going to, if I can find all my pieces and parts here. Okay. Oops. Did I forget? Uh-oh. I think I might have missed cutting, or it disappeared. I'm not sure what I did. Okay, I'm just gonna cut this piece down because I don't know where my white piece went. Let's see, how big do we want it? Let's go 4 by 3. Okay. I'm not sure what I did there, but I'll find it eventually when when I'm least looking for it. Okay, so then I've pre-cut a lot of things. Otherwise, this would take forever and ever. I pre-cut some, what do you call it, masking paper with this die to kind of get my sandy beach. I guess my sandy beach should be on the bottom. And then I just stuck, and then the nice thing is it sticks down next to, now where did my brown brush go? Over here. So then I've got some crumb cake, and I'm going to use my glass mat. And I'm just going to come in and add some sand. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoy making backgrounds, so I don't tend to use the designer series paper as much as I should. I'm going to try and use it more. in the coming annual catalog is kind of one of my goals. But I don't know. I like to make backgrounds. Okay, so then I'm going to add some sand here. Like that. And voila, we have our sand. Then we need to, I've already used this, as you can tell, so it's a little bit easier. If your adhesive paper is sticking too much and you're having troubles getting it off and you're worried you're going to tear it, you can use your heat tool and heat it up a little bit to melt it, and it'll come off that much easier. But I don't know if you can see, I stuck it to my sweatshirt a few times to get as much lint on there as possible. That's my go-to hack for making it not stick too much. Oops, now I've got to just making a mess here. Okay. Always remember to clean the workspace or you do things like that. Okay, then I want to cover this to put my blue of the ocean, but I decided in my sample, I ended dark here. I think I want dark up here. So I'm going to start by going like this. I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to use Tahitian Tide, which is a retiring color. So if you have the ink pad but you don't have the refill, now don't quote me if it's still available, because those are things that fly off the shelves real fast. Where's my blue brush? Just had it out. It can't be far. See, I'm missing everything. How did that happen? What's this? Oh, here we go. Okay. So I'm going to come in, because isn't the ocean, it's darker as you go further out and then lighter as you get to shore. You've got the white wash of the bubbles, and oh, hopefully that'll be covered. There you go. And we'll go another layer here. So it's kind of like the waves as they come in. I'm frozen again, hopefully. Oh, what color is that? This color? Tahitian Tide. It's one of the in colors that's retiring. I didn't use it nearly enough. And the other one I've started using that is retiring is the Parakeet Party, the green. I don't know why I did not use it more, because now I'm kind of wishing I had. But I'm not getting rid of them. They're just retiring. And there's some beautiful new in colors coming in, so I'm not too worried. So you can see I'm always kind of starting at the back, and then I bring it forward so that it's lighter as I get to the shore. And then I think that's all I need. I've got a bit of, that's okay. So I don't mind having the white there where I kind of went a little too far with my paper, simply because usually when it breaks on the shoreline, it's kind of whitewashy. So we'll just pretend that's the whitewash of the waves and go with it. Okay. So we've got our background, and then we're going to, so I've pre-done a few things. I embossed this crumb cake cardstock with, it's from the Basics embossing folders. These are in the online exclusives. I can't find my words. So these are still available. They're not retiring, but I don't, first, they always say online exclusives are kind of there until they're not there. So that one, I don't know. I can't guarantee how long it'll be there for, but it's there. So we've got that pre-embossed, and then I cut out a few pieces of algae with the dies. So these two dies, and I've got, oh, maybe I'll do this first. I've got my frame here, and it looks like I know what that is. It's this, and it's making a mess, and I'm going to see. I'll show you in a sec. Okay, let's set the blue aside because we don't need that. I'm going to take our crumb cake again, and then we have this other stamp with the seashells, and I'm going to go around my frame. Oopsie. Looks like I missed. Okay. So we kind of have a frame of seashells here. And then, oh, I need to stamp my, well, I won't, you know, I'm not going to do all the steps, like, or we're going to be here forever and ever. Okay, so we've got this, and we've got this. I'm putting, I'm going to put this in the center here. So I like to glue it down when I've got an embossed background, because then it can get into the, like, it's not holding on to the entire piece of paper. So this way I know it's going to stick to whatever it reaches. And then I'm going to want to put this on top. So you can just see, to me, what looks like sea stars underneath. And then I'm just going to pop up my frame. Like so. I was hoping that my pre-order would be here so I could give you some sneak peeks of some new stuff, but it got held up at the border. So I think it's supposed to come tomorrow. We'll see. So maybe next week. Or I might do an unboxing at a non-Wednesday time. Okay. There, it covers that, oops, covers that ink spot that shouldn't be there, which is nice. Okay, so we've got our waves and our sand. This is cut out of Granny Apple Green, and then I'm going to take some more Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to brush just to give it some dimension. I like to add a bit of color. Oh, the frame, sorry. I just cut a piece of crumb cake, and then I used the deckled rectangles, which are not retiring. They will continue on, these ones, and I just cut out the center part. So we have some two-tone going on here with our algae, because otherwise, you know, it kind of looks a little bit boring. Makes it look a little bit more real when it's got multi-colors. Okay, so I've got my algae, and then I cut out from, it's an online exclusive. It's Glimmer paper, specialty paper. It comes with one white piece, one melon mambo, and one granny apple green, I think. So I cut out 2 of the seashells, like so. And then, okay, so this is the one I was saying I think is making the mess. I stamped the shell, this shell, onto the glimmer paper, and I wasn't sure if it would ever dry. I did try to dry it with my heat tool, and now it's been sitting for a while. And let's test. I didn't mind if it smudges a bit, but I just wanted it to have some. It looks like it's coming off a little bit, but it's pretty. I don't know if it'll ever set, but because it's inside of the shimmer stuff, it won't really rub off. So depending on your preference, if you don't like that, you could do it on a white piece of paper. I just wanted the look of a shell. So then we've got the pearl here, although that doesn't look as, there is a stamp for it, so I could add a bit of dimension of the pearl if I really wanted to. You know what I'll do? Maybe, I wonder, see if I can use, no, marker won't. I don't want to scrape my blends tip, because that would be a good one to use. I'm just going to stamp it off a few times there. It just adds a wee bit of texture to it. Okay. Then we need to put our algae, and I just, the sheet that I didn't put, you really don't need an adhesive sheet for the algae. It just was already on the paper I was cutting, so I'm going with it. Now it's sticking to my fingers. Okay, and then we've got this one. I used glue on my sample, you'll see. And then you can tell me if you think that it's better where it goes darker as it goes away from the beach, or if it's better the other way. Okay, and then we'll just glue these. Let's put the big one in first, and that one I will pop up. I don't want to totally cover up the grass. I guess I should have checked that before I put it down. I should put it higher up. Let's see if we can, because the paper is kind of wet. It's not, ooh, as, let's see if we do about there. I can go all the way up like that. And then like so. Okay, and then we can glue our little seashells. Oops, where'd it go? Oh, There it is. White on white. Hard to find. And should we pop this up maybe so you can see it? There. Then you just want to add sentiment. So here, and I mounted it onto a piece of white. You could mount it onto another piece of crumb cake if you preferred. Oh, it's crooked, isn't it? I put my frame on crooked. So here's the finished one. So I stamped the thank you for everything. That's part of the stamp set. So here's the two. So you can see I went lighter to darker here, and here I went darker to lighter. And I think it makes more sense going darker to lighter. What do you think? Let me know. Okay, next. That is the first one. And the next one up here, let's just put this out of the way, is the sweet citrus that I told you I was going to showcase. So we've got, this one is a hybrid embossing folder. So we've got the stamp set, which is 20% off. So it's not huge, but if you were to bundle it, it's only 10% total. So it's still a better deal. And then the dies in folder are 50% off. So it's still, I should have written down what the bundle, oh, it's not bundled because I think it was bundled in something else. So you're actually saving a good amount if you don't already have it. And it's got some really good stamps. And this is one of those punny ones where it's have a zesty birthday, enjoy the sweeter things in life, sending you a big squeeze, thanks a bunch. So it's got some cute sayings to go with it. That's why, to me, the stamp set is integral. And then you've got the hybrid embossing folder. So that's where the die goes with the embossing folder. So you can emboss the sheet so that you just get the embossed background like so, or you can put the die within the embossing folder and cut it out, and then you get your pieces and parts of, so you get the embossed texture and it's already cut out for you, which is nice. So I'm going to give you, so I noticed I have used this in a video not quite a year ago. It was under more embossing techniques. And I showed one way of coloring to end up getting kind of this look, but we're going to go for a different way today so that you have another tool up your belt, because you can use it not just for this one. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take the stamp of the outline. I'm going to use the lightest yellow, which is Lemon Lolly. So we're going to ink that up. And I guess kind of my goal in this was I wasn't making lemons. I was making grapefruit. So you're going to say, this is too light to make grapefruit. And yes, I agree, it is. But you'll see what I do with it. Actually, I already messed up. Take two. So yes, I did ink this up with Lemon Lolly, and it is too yellow. So I was doing the other way instead of this. The different way I wanted to show you. Okay, so then I'm going to take Daffodil Delight, which is darker, and I'm gonna put it on my brush, and then I'm gonna come in and I'm not worried about mixing the color too much because I've got the lighter color on first. So that's okay. And then I'm gonna stamp it. So then I kind of gotta have a two-tone kind of look to it. So you can kind of put as much or as little. Like, I'm not using this because this looks like a lemon, so I'm not too worried about the look of that. But for me, this darker part is what I was going for. Then I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo and the filler stamp. So we're going to start with that. And then I'm going to take, where did it go? Here's some Melon Mambo. And again, we're going to take the brush and we're just going to add some darker points there. Huff on it because, you know, it takes a while to do that. Then you have to line it up so that your half is in the half and your full is in the full. And then you can see it's kind of got two tones there. But I don't know about you, but I feel like the white does not, you know, a grapefruit doesn't have white in the grapefruit. It does on the pulp. So that's okay. So let me show you what I did. You can do this before you emboss it, but I'm going to do it after because I find it helps to see kind of where things are raised. So then, oh, I might have to cut my paper because it's not going to want to go through. You want to line up here. You can see it's pretty easy to line up because of the darker points there. And then I've got that, but this isn't going to fit well in my Big Boss. So we'll just cut that. I'm going to move this so I don't mess it up. I'm going to pull out the Big Boss and put it in with the spine forward. And we'll run it through. Okay. And then we've got our cutout pieces. We don't need those. Those over there. Okay, so now we've got our pieces, but like I said, so I don't really like the white outline because a grapefruit or a lemon or whatever does not usually have white surrounding it. So I just came in with my brush and I brushed all, you could do this with a marker. I already had my brush out from when I stamped it, so that's just kind of what I went with. Like so. So it's already looking a little bit more realistic. Not real, realistic. Closer. Okay, so we've got those. Then I took my Flirty Flamingo, my light Flirty Flamingo blend. And so like I said, where the pieces are, normally they are not white. There's white in between, right? The pulp. But but there isn't usually white on the grapefruit part, so I just thought I would blend the melon mambo, the flirty flamingo, everything. You could come in with some melon mambo, because I do find that adding this after the fact kind of takes away from it, but whatever your preference is. And I find it just kind of gives it a more washed look too. So isn't that like totally two different looks? It just depends which look you want. This is just an extra step, right? So if you don't want to take the extra step, it still looks good. I just find this looks just that little bit better to me. It could be off my rocker. I just don't think the inside should have white. And so like the other one I showed you that I had done in a previous video, I had brushed in color before I even, so it was all colored. There was no white anywhere. Oopsie. There we go. So now we've got a bit more of a, you could even color a little bit of the white pulp, but I think that's nice. Okay, so then I stamped some more. I used the Parakeet Party again, and I stamped it with Parakeet Party in order to get my leaves. And the nice, so I tried Granny Apple Green on Parakeet Party. I didn't like that. I like the color on color. The nice thing with this is that the dies have two, it cuts out the same stamp, so you can multi-stamp and then cut out at the all at once. So it's faster. Right? Yeah, I think it looks better with the extra step, but that's just me. Okay, and it depends on timing too, I guess. If you have the time to take it that extra step, then great. If not, then you don't. So then, where's my glue? I've got my embossed piece here. I'm going to glue down onto a basic black. And then I'm going to, I have a piece of basic black. We will add some anti-static powder, and I've got Have a Zesty Birthday. Embossing powder. Okay. Then we will heat it up. Okay. Sorry, it was cold. It took a little longer than it normally would. It was already warm. And then I'm just gonna cut. If you're really picky about having the same angle, you can take your piece and you can bring it over here. And you can line it up. And then you can cut it at the same angle. Otherwise, you can just eyeball it. This depends on your preference for symmetry. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here. And then I'm going to add my grapefruit. So I think this one I'm going to put flat, and then the other ones I will put dimensionals. I'm not going to stick it down too hard until I've happy where my placement is. Oops. Go this way. There we go. Okay, and then we just need to add our leaves. Just tuck them in here. And there. And then we'll add Flirty Flamingo card base. And add that to there. And then we just add a few embellishments. These are the iridescent rhinestones, I think they're called. And now I looked up. I can't remember if I feel like I can't remember if they're retiring or not. Anyways, you can always check. But anything really, there's a lot of embellishments that would go with this. So that is the sweet citrus. Now, I've kind of mixed and matched a whole bunch of really good deals together to make a card. I bought the dies, I think right away, because I just thought that they were the best things on earth. And I've seen people make beautiful, beautiful things with these. I have not done nearly as much as I would like with it, but I have them, so I can still make them. Okay, so we've got, first we have the Love for You bundle. The stamp set is, no, I don't know which way is which. It's either so both the dies and the stamp sets are on sale. One's 50% off, one's 60% off out of these. This is a great one because it has the words you can add to the the other words, and I like these because they're actually a three layer word set. So you've got the bubbles, the background, the middle, and then the smaller, the fine print. But you also have the option to just use the bubble part or this part as well and use the stamp with it. So you've got lots of options on how you can use it. And then I'm adding the paper florist dies. This is a huge die set. It's normally $51 and it's 50% off, so it's $25.50. And you can make, I did a whole, I don't know if the whole video was dedicated to this, but I did show it last year when it first came out, all the different flowers you can make. But people have made even more, like I've seen people make like roses out of the petals, and just sky's the limits on creativity. So yeah, you can do so many things. And then this isn't retiring, but I'm using it in my card. So they're all there. I've got everything pre-cut here. So one of the, I'm not going to go through and do it, but one of the techniques that Stampin' Up! Had, they put out a Technique Tuesday. And so one of them was to add your strips or scraps. In this case, I actually cut strips, and then I put an adhesive sheet down onto just a basic white, and then I stuck my strips on, and then I die cut out of it. So then once I die cut the For You, I ended up with a cute design background. I kind of am wishing, I think if I did it again, the die is the Paper Florist dies. It's in the annual catalog. It's a standalone die set. I wouldn't put the black in here, and you will see why when I am done. So then I've got a whole bunch of pieces and parts of flowers. I just did one type of flower here. I'm not getting too crazy since it's a card. I mean, you can make super crazy stuff. I'll do this part first to show you how I did it. So I felt like I had cut out the very intricate For You, and it just felt a little bit too small in there because I didn't put the second piece on, but I didn't want to put another black on black, and I thought white would look fun. Anyways, I went through and I decided to stamp the For You with Versamark, and then I used black powder. So but then it was like, you'll see, I will show you. It was too kind of smushy. So then I added the other For You on top, and then it was just right. So where's my, I need a piece of paper. Here we go. Okay. So you don't have to do these two steps, and you could just leave it at this step if you like the way it looks. I'm giving you lots of options today. Okay, I really need to find my brush. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot heat emboss powder without my brush. So I don't know. Somehow I get it everywhere. And that one doesn't even have a tray. Here it is. Okay, so then the other thing I've been missing is the tweezers that go with this. I like them better than the metal ones, but I can't find them. Not sure what I did with them. Okay, so I'm just gonna, probably where the adhesive is, the powder is sticking. So just brush. That away. Then we will heat it up. I'm afraid that it's gonna get all black there, but it is what it is. Okay, so you can see it's not bad like this, but I just find it pops even more. And it's probably because of the black in the background. If I didn't put the black on there, it probably would be fine. So don't add black if you're recreating this. And I think your words would pop that much better than mine. Then you can just stick this. So you can see it almost covers it. It just is that, it gives it that little bit of shadow and width that it doesn't have. And you can just see it that little bit better. Because it is hard to see. There we go. Okay, I don't know why that little O never wants to get out. So then you're just matching it up. There. And then it just has that bit of extra black to kind of make it pop a little bit. Okay, so we've got our sentiment. Now we need our flowers. I'm not going to make all these flowers because I'll be here forever and ever. And I'm almost at an hour. So if I can find my, where did crumb cake go? I'm going to use Bubble Bath. And you could just cut pink cardstock. But I decided to use, I was on a kick of blending. I don't know what it was like. Geez, all my cards have this. And I just find because you can, I mean, you could do this with blends too, but this way you can kind of make it darker and give it kind of that shadow. Go as dark or as light as you want. Here I'm using one of the smaller brushes, so it is easier to control. You can just there we go. I'm just gonna wipe it. The pink is very hard to see, but it'll get all over everything. Okay, so I've got my two little flowers here, and then, oh, I shouldn't have wiped it first. Guess I could do it this way. Put a white, and then I'm just going to stick this on the ink pad because I want it to be darker. So now I've got a darker pink here, and then you can glue it all together. Now, if you want to get more texture, like say this isn't on a card, or if it's a card you're handing to someone, I find the easiest, this is for icing, but it's great if you have something that has a rounded tip, because it allows you to just kind of round things a little. And you can kind of, if you use the palm of your hand, you can kind of go around and really make it pop. I think I got it when we had the succulents ones. And then I find that's not quite, like I like the petals to kind of have some, so you can take your bone folder if you really want them to curl, and you can kind of curl them that way. We've got some, and then you just want to glue them all together. And you've got a flower. And then, oh, I forgot the background. Do I want to do the background? Oh no, you were too quick. Well, maybe if they're still around down the road. I'm not going to do the background. I will show you, well, maybe I can. I used the, so when we were going through the catalog, the masks, what are they called? Artistic Mix Deco masks. They're 10% off. The other ones are 40% off, I believe. So these actually can layer into one another. So what I did was I took this one and I added crumb cake. So that was that slightly darker. And then these actually fit within this. So I just lined it up based on where I could see the stuff, and then I did this so it got even darker. So this is all just crumb cake on top of crumb cake on top of crumb cake to get that background look. And then I took the, what are they called? Artistic guys. These ones aren't retiring. And I put it in the middle, and I just trimmed the edges here. And I added my For You, and I added the flowers. It looks like a piece of my flower fell off. And some leaves. So all these pieces and parts are in the Paper Florist dies, which is really fun. Like you can make daisies, you can make this, you twirl it in a circle and it's the center of the flower and it all splits apart. These are all centers of flowers. Just, there's so much you can do with this, especially these petals. Anyways, those are the cards I have for you today. So don't forget to go on and look at the last chance items, because there's lots of really, really great deals to be had. Where is my lost card here? Oopsie, I didn't finish that one. I don't know. I think I like this oyster better than this one. I might have to change that. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I do like the water better on this one. So those are the 3 cards. Hopefully you can see them. I'm frozen again. So, I was probably off camera again as usual. Hopefully you could see most of what I was doing. Anyways, hopefully you have a great rest of your week. I will be back next Wednesday and we will see you then. Bye.